Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Diane. I was doing some last minute revisions on the show. Sorry about that, folks. It's 8:01. How are you today? It's Friday. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Free speech. You know, Diane, the platforms, remember back in the old days? Hi, Diane. Remember back, we call it the old days where, YouTube. Now we're on Rumble. We're on multiple different streaming platforms. And, but you remember back in the day where YouTube would hear you say something like ivermectin, and boom, they would take you down. You remember that back in the old days? You remember that? Remember that little free speech issue we had back then? You remember that? You remember back, what was that big long war? Oxychlora, whatever. Remember that big word? You remember, boom, they would take you down. You remember that? Remember that whole free speech thing back then? Did you see Jimmy Kimmel? Did you see Seth Meyers? Did you see, any one of them out there marching for us? Did you see any of them on the late night show? Authoritarians? Did you see them out there? Remember back in the old days? Seems like it was just yesterday. If you said 2020 election was stolen, boom, just like that, right? You remember back when this network, all the way back, that we were up to about $1,800 a month on YouTube, right? We were up to about $1,800 a month on YouTube. Was real helpful to the cause, like the cause of eating and paying the power bill. And just like that, in one day, YouTube shut our show down, took our no more monetizing, and took the content, froze the content. It seems like that was just yesterday. Where was all this help when I needed it for my free speech, right? Where was all the concern from Joe Scarborough and Minka and Whoopi? Where were all these people then? I mean, it just seems like just yesterday, if you would say Dominion, just say Dominion, boom, just like that. Now, I support, and I will say it like this, I do support Rumble. We had no choice after that to start looking for the platform. Oh, no, I said YouTube, right? Facebook. Facebook shut us down. You remember back in the day on X? That's why they hate Elon Musk. You remember back in the day on X, when X would shut you down? But, Diane, what is this one doctor's name? Could you look at this and help me out here? Free speech. Wow, what a day. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly 100%, not 99%, not 98%. Get the children's by the fireplace, get them next to the radio, that solid state, big cabinet radio where you listen to the presidential address. That's how old I am, right? But we're going to explain to you exactly what's happening. Because anytime, here is your basis. Anytime they are running a narrative, painting a two-sided picture, pitting two sides against each other, there's something else, an underlying truth, or the truth is laying under the surface. And I'm going to explain that to you. I know that sounds a little arrogant, but then again, it's Friday and I'm not going with a jacket. I'm just not in the mood for a jacket. So give me, oh, do you notice this in the background? I got this the other day. It's one of those coffee pumps. I can pump it. We were tired of me getting coffee everywhere, right? It's like my great uncle that, God rest his soul, he always said he couldn't get 3 meals out of one shirt. 108. Is that his name back there, the bearded guy? Is that Dr. Malone? Right? Is that his name, Diane? Dr. Malone, right back there next to the guy in the red shirt.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
That's Dr. Malone. It says he's on the CDC panel to review vaccines with FDR, not FDR. Ooh, slipping every day. I know the Q people are out there they watch every day to see if I'm sending a message. Anyhow, remember back, he's out there with RFK Jr., right? And remember, it seems like it was just yesterday he was canceled, right? It was just yesterday they took him off of everything, took down all of his videos. Just seems like just yesterday. Just give me a right or wrong. I know you're busy in there. I know you're busy. You don't have to chit chat.
Yeah, he was canceled. He was silenced.
And silenced. Oh, she went to the next level, boy. Silenced. And there he sits. Now, you want to know why they hate us, right? Trump said he may throw Jimmy Fallon off next. Cancel culture. They got Barack Obama. There he sits with RFK Jr., HHS secretary, on the panel reviewing vaccines. Take that down, right? Oh, man. And if so cancel culture, here's what you heard. Cancel culture, right? Whew. Give me number, Diane, 67. Barack Hussein Obama. After years of complaining about cancel culture, the current administration has taken it to a new and dangerous level. I thought that was like 2020, 2021, I thought that was the dangerous, threatening regulatory action against media companies unless they muzzle or fire reporters and commentators it doesn't like. It seems like it was just yesterday, every time a network reported anything on 2020, if Trump said it was stolen, rigged, or whatever, they would fact check it before they would move on. As President Trump falsely claims once more, right? I do that pretty well, right? As President Trump once again falsely claims the 2020 election was rigged. Oh, I get it. You don't think we remember that. All right, so all I've heard this week in the last couple days since Jimmy Fallon or what's his name? Here he is, right? Jimmy Kimmel, number 62. Number 62. ABC suspends Jimmy Kimmel's late night show indefinitely after his remarks about Charlie Kirk's death. Well, when we go to break, I'm going to come back so I have a clear path, and I'm going to explain this 100%. And I'm going to explain why it's on both sides and what truly is going on out there. There's getting ready to be some major changes. And those changes will be who can control the message to send to you. Did you know that? No, I'm going to wait till after the break. But so all week since this, let me give you this right here. Since Charlie Kirk's death, put up number 13, assassination, not death, since he was assassinated, murdered. And since then, we've had an entire week. And I've played a lot of it here on the show. I've played you this side, this side, this side. You can't say, I've put it out there. This one said they're friends. This one says, I know Charlie's last. There was a video yesterday where there's someone. When did Megyn Kelly become a champion of the right? When did she? I'm not saying I've never watched any of her. I don't watch the podcast, but some clips out there from time to time. But when did she, all right, anyhow, become such a strong voice on the right? Maybe she is. I know. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Diane, I know we can't back up to 8 a.m. Hi, I'm BKP. I'm your host. I didn't take the money. Probably the only show in America that didn't take the money from somewhere. Because always remember, where there's money, well, right around the corner, you can find a narrative, corruption, manipulation. Well, there's a long list. So, since then, we've had everyone say, I know what Charlie really would have wanted. I've played all sides. Now, Erica Kirk has been named the CEO, right, or the CEO of Turning Point Action. Saturday, there will be, right, that's September 21st. Saturday, there'll be a remembering of Charlie Kirk. I do think, I'm not for sure, that the close family, the mom, the dad, the sisters, the cousins, aunts, and uncles, I do believe they've had a private week, not interested in the media, not interested in making comments, and that they've had a private ceremony and a private funeral for Charlie. That's my understanding. I don't know the details on that, but this will be Saturday night. Now, if you do not like Charlie Kirk, okay, I'm not mad at you. If you want to tell me you don't like Charlie Kirk, okay, I'm not mad at you. If you want to tell me you don't like Turning Point Action, no problem. I'm not upset. I have had friends, and they're still friends. I don't just write people up. I've had friends, maybe plural, send me some messages saying, I'm just not on board with Charlie Kirk. I'm not mad. But things change when you have a platform. No, they just do, okay? Things change when you have a platform. Things change when, there's a hierarchy, whether you like it or not, in a organization, and you're, been given a job in the organization. There's a lot of things that change. Now, so people have been fired this week, and we'll dig a little deeper into that. People have been fired this week. ABC canceled the Jimmy Fallon show, but it's not just that simple. ABC is not angry. Let me be clear. ABC is not upset and they're not angry, okay, because of what Jimmy Kimmel. There's your Jimmy Fallon, there's your Jimmy Kimmel, all right? So, that being said, all right, ABC is not upset with what Jimmy Kimmel said about Charlie Kirk. Not upset. 83. This is about money. This is about money, mergers, NFL. We'll get into it. Affiliates, all the above. ABC hopes to bring Kimmel back despite FCC threats. Okay? How they plan to do that? So don't rush out there and all of a sudden ABC, they're great people. No. The people at ABC do not get up in the morning. That's Disney. They do not get up in the morning and say, oh, we have a moral compass today. We have values. Why, we're going to look at doing a traditional family show. No, that's not happening. None of that is taking place. But if you have a platform, you cannot, give me number 73. So I'm going to give you two things, and this is in the Wayback Machine. Teachers punished for comments made about Charlie Kirk. If you choose to be a teacher, right, and you choose to have be able to make an impression on children, because whether you're the math teacher or not, anything and everything you do makes an impression on that child. Also, the school system wants to protect themselves in every way whatsoever possible. Now, I will tell you this. We'll get into it later. I keep saying that. We got a lot to get into. But if you are employed somewhere and they have a policy, right? You can say all day, that's my private Facebook page, all day long. And they really cannot tell you, take that down on your private Facebook page. But what they can say is, look, you're welcome to post on X. You're welcome to post on Facebook. You're welcome to do whatever you want to do. But you don't have to be here. That you don't have to be. You understand? That's the bottom line. Whether it makes you mad or not, you don't have to be. My customer's going to read this and think X. This could cost me here. This could cost me here. Whatever. That's your decision to make. Right? That's what really upset me over Pam Bondi's statement concerning the lady that said Office Depot or wherever had a policy not to print, political propaganda, and she chose not to print the Charlie Kirk vigil flyer. I didn't like it, but I liked much less the comment that Attorney General Pam Bondi made about that woman. Right? So, bottom line is, it was Office Depot, not Home Depot. That's where lumber, aisle 6. Office Depot is where they have the printers, wherever that may be. You see, they can go in and tell that lady, all right, you can make a decision on your home printer not to print something out. But here, so there's a lot happening there. We will go further into that, I just want to make sure you understand that ABC did not take Jimmy Kimmel off the air because they woke up and had some kind of moral compass that said what you said about Charlie Kirk was just wrong. So I said it this week. I am so old. These guys at night are not funny. Now, I kept mixing up Jimmy Kimmel with Jimmy Fallon. When Jimmy Fallon first took over the Tonight Show, now I, for one, I'm a Johnny Carson guy, right? The Slauson, right? With the Slauson cut off. Don't get your Slauson cut off. Whatever. Remember? Right? Dr. Vinny Boom Bots, he was on there, all the time. What was his name? No Respect Guy. What was No Respect Guy? Anyhow, right? I get no respect. I went to the doctor. You know my Dr. Johnny. Dr. Johnny, you know my Dr. Johnny. Dr. Vinny Boom Bots, right? Rodney Dangerfield. And then, Karnak. Anyhow, list goes on. I was a little concerned when he handed it over to Jay Leno. But you know what? Jay Leno, he took it. He went with it. And I adapted. And I had great hopes when it was turned over to, Jimmy Fallon. But couldn't hold it together because Fallon can be a funny guy. Didn't hold it together. So this is very clear. The Tonight shows, they're not funny. Listen to Johnny Carson. This is years ago. Johnny was asked a question about serious topics and politics on the Tonight Show, video 9.
Tell me the last time that Jack Benny, Red Skelton, Benny comedian, used his show to do serious issues. That's not what I'm there for. Can't they see that? But you're not. Why do they think that just because you have a Tonight Show that you must deal in serious issues? That's a danger. It's a real danger. Once you start that, you start to get that self-important feeling that what you say has great import. And strangely enough, you could use that show as a forum. You could sway people. And I don't think you should as an entertainer.
I don't think you should as an entertainer. As an entertainer. Kimmel's not funny. Colbert is not funny. Jimmy Fallon lost it, right? It's not funny anymore. Back in the day, Johnny Carson just told you, when you have a platform, so 88, sometimes when I look at these graphics, I think to myself, can I come on here and just handle this as an adult? I mean, seriously, or do I have to say, I hope Trump opens a can of whoop ass on the whoopee? Can I just put the picture up and not say that? There you go. The whoopee is worried they may open a can of whoop ass. All right, so I said it. All right. Now give me this one here, right? We'll talk about the vaccine schedule in just a moment. I had another one here I wanted to show you. They're all upset over the Kimmel. Where's he at? Well, anyhow, so 93. It's fall. I'm telling you, I've been sneezing like crazy. It's the change of the season. I have been sneezing. So Trump teases more media crackdowns. Jon Stewart seems to be very nervous. And so I think what happened is the comments he made about Charlie Kirk was the straw that finally broke the Kimmel's back. I've been wanting to use that. I think it was the straw that finally broke the camel's back. 59. I will search for this interview. I want to watch this interview. I have interest in some of the subject matter that he is opening the church up to, and that would be the Catholic Church, number 59. And right there. Sit down interview since becoming pontiff. I'm going to watch that interview, the subject matter. Diane, give me this one right here, and we will go to break. Friday Night Lights. Let's change the subject. Just for a moment. All right. Number 115. I have to tell you, I do this every day. I study politics. This is not a religious show, but with Charlie Kirk dying, a lot of discussion around religion, theology, beliefs, Israel, Jewish, Benjamin Netanyahu. One thing leads to another. But this kid, Gunnar Stockton, right up here in Rabun County, I was there last Saturday, Rabun County. That is his Rabun County High School jersey, Gunnar Stockton, UGA quarterback. I had the great opportunity to watch this young man as quarterback for Rabun County High School, 3 games on the sideline. And Friday night, that's tonight, September 19th, they are going to retire his high school jersey in Rabun County. I have to tell you, if there's anywhere you want to be, the feeling in the air, it starts cooling off. The lights are up there. You're on the sideline. High school football Friday night. So that's tonight. I'm excited for this young man, Gunnar Stockton, Rabun County. I'm excited for Rabun County. 117, here's something. I want to give you a couple things they don't talk about, just briefly. They want you to talk about Trump and Stephen Colbert and, Jon Stewart and Jimmy Kimmel. Tyson Foods, one of the largest food companies in the U.S., says it's removing 5 chemical additives from its most popular brands, including Jimmy Dean, Hillshire Farm, and more. All right. They're removing additives from their brands, Tyson Food is. That would be because RFK Jr. is HHS secretary and Maha is serious. I'll see you after this break.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Voiceofruralamerica.com. At 10 o'clock will be the Georgia Hour. Now at 10:30, I'm going to have a guest. Because out there from sea to shining sea, America, Diane, how are you? America, there, Jeff Duncan has switched teams. No, he's not trans or anything. I don't mean he switched that kind of team. But Jeff Duncan is no longer a Republican here in Georgia, but he's running as a Democrat. And he's running as a Democrat. He's a trans. I got to stop with that. It's Friday, folks. It's been a long week. I love to have fun. So, yeah, Jeff Duncan is running as a Democrat on the governor's ticket. So, how are Democrats receiving that? Are they okay with it? Is he welcome in? Because I have to tell you, like when Misha Maynard, Diane, you know this all too well, when she said, I'm not a Democrat, I'm a Republican, everybody just swirled and got around her and lifted her up like it was the greatest thing that ever happened. Are Democrats doing the same thing for Jeff Duncan? Well, we will ask our guest at 10:30, the 9th Congressional District Georgia Democrat Party chair, and also the Georgia Federation of Democratic Women, the chair, will be with us at 10:30. And we're going to ask, how are you guys receiving Jeff Duncan? And then we might ask, like, if you're the chair of the Democratic Women, can you define, do you have a platform that says what a woman is before they can get a membership? I don't know. I'll say anything, right? So we're going to move right along from that. That's going to be, how are they receiving Jeff Duncan? We are going to ask directly a Democrat to hear how they're receiving Jeff Duncan. Now, there's been a little controversy, not controversy, Diane, little discussion that Subaru, right? Subaru is going to stop producing the Outback. So 114, and there's been real panic about Subaru and the Outback with, you know, lesbians and gay guys with beards and hiking boots and gray socks. It's been a real panic, like, oh my God. But don't worry, Subaru is just shifting the Outback production from Indiana to Japan. Yes. You can still get your Subaru out there. Yes, you can. So lesbians that, you know, just saying, gay guys with beards and hiking boots and gray socks, wearing shorts, the Outback will still be available for you. They're switching their production lines to electric vehicles. Oh, Lord, electric vehicles. All right, take that down. Now, so you hear censorship, right? Censorship. And freedom of speech is under attack. Now, let me ask you something when it comes to the FCC. You may not remember this, but where was everyone when Howard Stern was being fined all the money? And I'm going to show you this because this lays some groundwork. Because this is what happened in the radio industry, and it's getting ready to happen. It's the final move in the broadcast network industry. Final move. And it's all a setup, and it's been done on purpose. All right? So give me number 50. Now, in 1992, I remember also well, right? Over 2 decades, radio stations carrying Howard Stern's show were fined a total of $2.5 million by the FCC, right? Same FCC that the broadcast networks. Now, $600,000 fine in 1992, a settlement, 2004 fines and settlement, boom. And then he finally moved. After facing mounting pressure and fines, Stern signed a deal with Sirius satellite radio in 2004 that began in 2006. He moved to satellite radio. So pay attention to this. This is the groundwork of what we're about to show you with all the whooped up frenzy over the FCC, what Donald Trump said, censorship. This is not about anything ABC. This is truly not, quote, about what Jimmy Kimmel said. It's the business model. Now, when I first started years ago, people asked me how I would syndicate this show. How will you syndicate the show? I said, you don't need to. The syndication model will end. And it's somewhat over now. All right. Rush Limbaugh is the godfather of syndication. He saved AM radio. How many stations he was on across the U.S. But right now, you can watch this program anywhere in the United States of America, anywhere in the world that has internet, and we do not have affiliates across the country. Radio stations would get complaints. So you got a radio station, you got an FM station out in Cleveland, Ohio, and they're getting complaints about Howard Stern. The station is then getting complaints from their advertisers. Now, syndication is set up so you can parlay your show, right, with advertisers all across the country. So the car dealer in upstate New York, when you go to commercial, they can get the money from the car dealer out in Phoenix, Arizona at the same exact time. And people in Phoenix, Arizona don't want to hear about the car dealer in New York. Long story short, it's all about the money. It's all about the business model and syndication. So FCC, no one was, screaming to support Howard Stern. But I will say this. The one thing Howard Stern always said back in the 90s, turn the channel. He would always say, turn the channel. But that's not how it worked. The advertisers, the affiliates, upset. And what they started doing in some of the markets was blocking his show. So here is the basis. Satellite radio, when it comes to broadcasting over the airwaves, is the first model to crack syndication across the country. Podcasts cracked syndication. Traditional radio basically is still governed by the FCC. When you listen to radio, they'll make a syndicated deal for news. CBS, boom. Affiliates, they're a CBS affiliate. They're a Fox affiliate. We'll get into that. But this is how it all works. It's the minutia. And this is why you cannot get caught up in the two-sided lie that's being told to you. This will complete. There's a lot going on here. This will complete, to me, getting very close to the end of broadcast networks. So this lays the groundwork. We'll come back to it in a little bit. Take that down. So last night, well, we know what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. So let's look at the Chiron and some videos of some of the networks or some of the affiliations. 60, Trump suggests FCC could revoke licenses of TV broadcasters that give him too much bad publicity. That's what he says. Give me number 61. Now, Nexstar, all right, and Tegna. there's a deal in the air. Let's go here. Hold on, give me number 37. This is Nexstar. Nexstar is a media group. All right? Nexstar is a media group. Now, they're an affiliate. WSB in Atlanta. Right? All over the nation. Local news, local programming, and then they have a deal with ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. I think those are the broadcast networks. You have a deal with them that between the hours of 8 p.m. and so forth, or certain hours, they have to switch over to their affiliate and broadcast their programming. It's in the deal. It's in the advertising deal. ABC allows their affiliates, CBS does, NBC, Fox, they allow their affiliates to sell a certain amount of advertising on each one of their broadcast shows. So when Jimmy Kimmel, which is an ABC show, runs through an affiliate, every commercial, if there's 3 minutes of commercials, they may allow the affiliate to sell 1 minute of it. I don't know exactly how 100%, but they may sell 1 minute. So it's a hot show, brings in money. The affiliate makes money by getting to sell a 30-second slot while they're selling the 2 minute and 30-second. But basically, that's how it works. Give me number 36. This is Nexstar. All right. Now, 36. Nexstar Media Group, a major American media company and the largest local television broadcaster in the United States, operates over 200 stations in 116 markets. We just showed you the map. Along with the national networks like CW, News Nation, Antenna TV, and Rewind TV, the company produces and distributes news, entertainment, sports content, its exclusive network of television and digital platforms. So that's who they are. And that is who the affiliates is who the people were calling at their local stations upset over what Jimmy Kimmel said concerning Charlie Kirk, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So ABC, let's be very clear, ABC did not decide. Colbert was losing $40 million a year. ABC did not decide to pull Jimmy Kimmel's show. The affiliates have the right, somewhere in their contract, to preempt the show if they feel the content goes against their policy. I want to go back here in a minute. Give me number 35. For years, this has happened. Controversial sitcoms. Right? Look at in the 70s. There were a lot of affiliates that would not broadcast soap. Right? Because it had a homosexual character, Billy Crystal, right? Billy Crystal played, I forget, in Soap. It had a homosexual character, a character seeking a sex change operation. There were affiliates that would not broadcast Soap. There were affiliates, Fox affiliates, that would not broadcast Married with Children. There were episodes, like, remember the Friends episode, the one with the lesbian wedding? Several affiliates did not broadcast it. An affiliate, you could be sitting there waiting for a show to come on, and an affiliate, give me 137, decides, we're not broadcasting. So you're sitting there, and all of a sudden, you're watching Wheel of Fortune or Family Feud rerun. That's who makes that decision. Now, when Nexstar decided, because of backlash from their advertisers, they're not going to sit there and just lose money. Now, I'm going to tell you the full circle of this and what's really going on here in a minute. They're not going to sit there and lose money. So when advertisers start calling and saying, we're going to cancel our advertising, and they're like, okay, wait a minute. And the phone's ringing off the hook. They preempt the show, shut it down. ABC did not get up and have they did not have we have concerns about the morality and it's just the wrong thing. We're going to cancel the show. Didn't happen. Network affiliates were exercising their option not to run the program. And just like that, they were not about to 104. They're losing money at night. These night shows are not making the money they did once before because people don't watch them anymore. Because of what? There's a whole new structure. Did you watch President Trump's press conference yesterday with Stammer over in England? I did. I watched it at 7 o'clock last night. It happened in the middle of the day. I went downstairs, went out in my safe space. Kids, don't try this at home. I got a cheap cigar. I turned on YouTube, searched for it. I watched the 45 minutes. This guy, Kimmel, this guy was losing $40 million, CBS, right? CBS. Now, look at right here, because I'm going to show you everything this morning. None of this is true. The whole freedom of speech, censorship, none of it's true. It's the business model. And this is the busting up of the business model you will see. Now, there's a side of this, there's no choice. It's what the future holds. And there's a side of this that's very scary. And it also goes with TikTok. Exactly. I'm going to explain, Lucy. Just stay with me. So all goes together. So, they're over there crying, 99, because of Kimmel. And ABC is like, the affiliates are no. And ABC is like, Fallout 83 or 82. They're like, nope, not here. Sinclair and Nexstar, they hope to bring it back. So let me show you this, and then I'm going to go to break, and we're going to go to our next. I don't want to stay in this because I'm going to show you something here, and we're going to come back and break it down. Now, if you're in Atlanta, I don't know. I want to come back and explain exactly how the networks and the FCC works here and what's coming down the pike. But if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, give me number 49, you will understand what I'm about to say. A lot of people didn't understand this, all right? ANF. Now, we have this network now, Atlanta News First. They were a 31-year affiliate with CBS, and they broke. They broke. You can go right to, they have their own channel on the networks, on all the cable and streaming. Atlanta News First, ANF News. They were a CBS affiliate for 31 years, and they made the switch last year and got rid of that. This right here is an example of what I'm about to show you of the breakup that's happening in broadcast, why you hear they may lose their license, and actually these networks, not ABC, CBS, not the broadcast, these affiliates, they're ready to go to the next level. They've got to figure out how to save their business model and move it in another direction, just exactly like this happened. Take a break. We'll be right back.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Now, we are talking about broadcast, FCC licensing, freedom of speech, Jimmy Kimmel, all the rest. And what we're telling you is this is not about freedom of speech. This is not about we're going to lay this out. This is about a business model that no longer works. Now, I'll just let you know something. We have what's called a rule called 39% of America. Now, you can go look this up. And I do not know what the future holds here. See, on TikTok, I want to give you this first. You got to piece all this together. It all makes sense. Now, there's a reason why, and I won't say Charlie Kirk's assassination, but the freedom of speech, the broadcasting, there's a reason why this is all falling in place at the same time the deal is being made on TikTok. What happens if next week TikTok has its own channel just to watch videos? I don't know, but you can go out there on that smart TV and you can look up TikTok just like you can ABC. Just saying. So there is a deal. And the deal is, here's the deal. I know I have it. And we're going to go there first. So we put this together. 81. So China and Trump have a deal on TikTok. Trump expected to discuss TikTok sale with the Chinese leader. Now, here is a report on TikTok Video 10. Did I send video 10? If there's a problem with the videos, let me know and I can move on.
I don't have video 10. I just looked.
All right, hang tight. I sent video 11. Where's video 10? Hold on. This is very important to the story. I'm sorry, Diane. I guess I just need to. I guess I need the company pep talk, don't I? Don't say it. Don't say it. That'll make twice this week if you have to do it twice. All right, I just sent you 10. If you can get it loaded up here, I appreciate it.
I just like that you have more screw ups than I do these days.
Oh, you could not let that go, could you? Couldn't let it go. So you got a tally sheet in there? We need to discuss your tally sheet that you have. There's another one he has. There's another one. I'm missing picture 29. Well, that's because I go from 28 to 30. All right, so folks, anyhow, TikTok. All right, so the algorithm. Now, for years, and I'll tell you, I'm laying this out. For years, you started getting the streaming services, Netflix. Do you remember that day several years ago? Go all the way back to 2010, right? Do you remember when you used to turn on your computer and I called it Netflix Red? I called it Netflix Red. No matter what you turned on, that big N came up in the middle of your screen. Remember the money they spent marketing Netflix? You see no Netflix advertising whatsoever now. There was a time when you bought a new computer and you started it up, the N would come up of Netflix. They bought everything they could. I called it Netflix Red. That's all it said was N. And you had to ask kids, what is this? And they would say, it's Netflix, right? Now, all of the streaming now, Paramount, Hulu, Peacock, Netflix, whatever streaming you're using now, it runs an algorithm and it learns you. Remember, we went from TiVo, right? Remember when Spence said the TiVo thinks I'm gay? Just saying, Spence, right? So, but we went from, and it started keeping up with what you like, suggesting what comes on your screen, what you see. If you go to and you have an account, and I do on all my streaming, it keeps up with the comedy. It'll say a comedy you may like, a movie you may like. You watch Goodfellas, right? It suggests Donnie Brasco. And you know it. And it starts zeroing in on you. Did you get the video? Can we run that?
Right, Dan, some 170 million Americans use TikTok. 1.5 billion people around the world use it. And its secret sauce, the core to its success, is its AI-powered algorithm, which keeps everyone so glued to their screens when they're using the app. That's also one of the reasons why U.S. lawmakers have threatened a ban on TikTok, because they have been concerned that China could use TikTok to monitor Americans' people's activities, to collect data, and to engage in influence operations. Now, look, when this expected phone call is
influence, the secret sauce is the algorithm. Influence, right? Influence. TikTok, the influence it has, exactly. If you sit there one day and thought one of these lawmakers truly was concerned about China collecting your data, and that's why they wanted to get rid of TikTok, it was never. It's always been about the next level of influence, how to level the playing field, how to get our affiliates, our networks, our streaming services on a level playing field. Now, let me just say this to you. There was deals years ago, and this is why it's all breaking down. Affiliates got the top slot. So I don't know how many of you have a cable box. Please tell me you don't have a cable box. Anyhow, I don't know how many of you have cable still, right? Maybe you do. I don't know how many still have a cable box. Cable providers and network affiliates had a deal for years and cornered the market that they got the top slots. So when you go to the channels and you went to channel 1, which was just Snow Fuzz, channel 2, CBS, channel 3, ABC, channel 4, NBC, channel 5, Fox. And then after that, there was a competition of the lineup. And basically, cable companies had deals where when you would see that our cable company may not have a deal with this network or that network, they would make deals. And what would happen is just like store shelf, okay? Seriously. Placement. Placement's always been in marketing. I've been in marketing and sales my whole life. Placement. So the deal with the cable operators has always been, 1 is Fuzz, 2, ABC. Now, I don't know, maybe CBS in some markets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. 6 obviously was a coveted channel, but then they went down. And they went down based on, you know, I remember when Fox News first launched their broadcast, because some people would do the channels in groups, like CNN, headline news, blah, blah, blah. And Fox got upset because the cable, the network affiliates, the ABCs and CBS got really angry that Fox launched a 24 News network, that they would push Fox down to channel 122, out there just in the middle of the desert. So that was all controlled for years. But they've lost that. Okay, I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to share. I said I would never tell. But my live TV, and please don't attack me, because every single one of you, if you're streaming off a platform that you swore you would not support in one form or another. But my streaming platform for live broadcast is YouTube TV. That's what I use, YouTube TV. All right? Now, YouTube TV, when I click on live, it puts my channels in the order of the time that I spend watching. They're at the top. I have to go way down to find ABC, CBS, NBC, because I really don't watch those. The streaming services now will put your channels in the order that you watch the most. They will recommend what you watch the most, right? And now the networks are going to places like none other than Paramount, all of them, Hulu, all of them are going to places like TikTok to blast out 15-second commercials, knowing what you like on TV, to TikTok to get you to watch their new show. They are working off a whole new model, and network affiliates don't work anymore. So here's where we're at. And this is not Donald Trump. Let me play you a couple clips from last night, this morning. Let's see. I want to do that one later. Let's go with video 13. They're all bent out of shape over this.
The investments to pay a little over $60,000 in civil penalties. The court.
That video 13, that's yesterday. Is that what I sent you? This video 13 that I have. Oh, that's yeah. Oh, I sent you yesterday's videos?
I don't know. I just downloaded what I got.
Holy shit. Excuse me, Batman. I'll be damned. Hold on, Diane. I think I sent you yesterday's videos. Maybe that's why you didn't have video 10. That's exactly why you didn't have video 10. Because I sent yesterday's videos. I'll be damned. I sent you yesterday's videos. I am so sorry. I mean, I have... All right, so anyhow, as I'm sending these over and she's preparing them, whoo. Yep, I sent yesterday's videos. What I'm getting at is all the networks now, ABC, CBS, NBC, you can get rid of all those. That's why you didn't have number 10. I accidentally uploaded yesterday's videos and sent them back again today. So all of those right there, that 11, 13, all, you can get rid of all those. And do not send me threatening messages. Don't do it. Please, let's just power through. I want to know how many more strikes I have.
Well, let's see. How many videos did you send me in error?
Well, we're not going down that road. Every one. I sent you all yesterday's. You got to get rid of all those. And now you have to, I just sent you the new ones. There you go. So, while that's going on, give me this picture here so I can get out of the way and I can keep up with what I'm discussing. Give me number... I want this one here. Give me number 82. So you have Nexstar, you have Sinclair, and you have ABC. So you've got the broadcaster, you got the network affiliates. Now in America, and you can look this up, here's some study items. We have what's called the 39% cap. So Nexstar, Sinclair, no one can own broadcast. So we have TV broadcast, we have radio broadcast, and we have print. All right. So what we did not want to happen is we did not want someone to go through and buy up every newspaper. All right. Now think about where we're at today with the internet. We didn't want someone to go through and buy up every newspaper and then control the message that comes out of the newspaper, elections, manipulate elections, whatever, right? We didn't want that to happen. On broadcast, I don't know radio, but on broadcast, we have a 39% cap rule, meaning you cannot broadcast or own more than 39% of the market. You can't own more than 39% of the market. That's it. We did not want broadcasting. This is what we said. We did not want broadcasting. That's why they want to end TikTok and take it away from China. No, they just want to control where the influence, who they are influencing and how many. So you have your networks, your broadcasters, can't control over 39% of the message because we did not want 39% plus of the broadcast, right, influencing, let's just say, elections. Same thing with radio stations. So what this is really and truly about is the affiliate model. The affiliate model has to be broken because ABC, CBS, and NBC no longer want in those deals. They don't want in those deals. You realize ABC now, through Peacock, or NBC through Peacock, could saturate 100% of the market if they have the algorithm correct. They can get their message. It's all in the grand plan of influencing the message. Now, were we able to get video 13?
It should be talked about for licensing too. When you have a network and you have evening shows and all they do is hit Trump, that's all they do. If you go back, I guess they haven't had a conservative on in years or something, somebody said. But when you go back and take a look, all they do is hit Trump. They're licensed. They're not allowed to do that. They're an arm of the Democrat Party.
Asked earlier about Fallon and Seth Meyers, but is the president's view that they should also be taken off the air shared by the FCC?
Well, yeah, I don't speak for the president, so obviously, he speaks for himself on that. Our goal and our obligation here is to make sure that broadcasters are serving the public interest. And if there's local TV stations that don't think that running that programming does it, then they have every right under the law and their contracts to preempt it. And we'll see how this plays out. But I do think that, again, we are in the midst of a massive shift in dynamics in the media ecosystem for lots of reasons. Again, including the permission structure that President Trump's election has provided. And I would simply say we're not done yet with seeing the consequences of that shift.
Well, what does that mean when you say you're not done yet, then? I mean, will you only be pleased when none of these comedians have a show on broadcast television?
No, again, it's not about any particular show or any particular person. It's just we're in the midst of a very disruptive moment right now, and I just frankly expected we're going to continue to see changes in the media ecosystem.
Kudos to our...
It's not about these comedians. This is all a smokescreen. There's nothing about these comedians. This guy's telling you exactly what I've laid out all morning. We are in the midst of a dynamic media shift. In the midst of it, I've laid every bit of this out. I've studied this for years. I knew this was coming. Affiliates, syndication, these things are over. And who controls the information? Now, the FCC said, look, these affiliates, it's in their contract. We're in the midst of it changing. See, what happened with ABC and what happened with Jimmy Kimmel, the truth is not the free speech. It's all smoke and mirrors. And it's smoke and mirrors that they're running to defend. ABC said, okay, CBS, they pulled the plug on Colbert. It can be done. They all went back after Colbert. Now, Charlie Kirk being assassinated, and they all went back after Colbert and said, oh, it can be done. Now, let's go with Trump. Hey, we're going to look at all of them. Video 16. I'm going to show you what they're losing their mind over.
President Trump continued to attack Jimmy Kimmel. He actually took this a step further.
I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away.
Maybe their license should be taken away. This is all a setup. 84. Statement on Jimmy Kimmel cancellation. There is no more terrifying circumstances for a broadcast entity than the threat of an FCC fine or worse. That the agency could move to revoke a station's broadcast license. They want that. They want this model completely broken. And they want rid of these TV shows that are tied to broadcast affiliates. They want rid of them. Look, this lady Leanne, all right, she made a deal with Netflix. I know nothing about the dollars and cents, profit, loss, whatever. She made a deal with Netflix, right? And the show went through the roof, a sitcom. They've renewed it for a second season. It doesn't come on Tuesdays at 8 p.m., right? It doesn't come on, this Tuesday at 8 p.m. Don't miss Leanne. And boom, right? Netflix. HBO. HBO is doing a series called The Gilded Age. All right? The Gilded Age. And they drop at certain time. Netflix loads an entire series. I look for that model to change, but they do. They load an entire series. You can sit there and just keep clicking them off, one right after another till you watch the entire series. But HBO drops them on Sunday nights or something like that. There's different shows. So there's a show called, it'll be season 4, but there's a show called The Gilded Age, right? And The Gilded Age, it drops on Sunday night. Now, it's finished for the network, but you have to wait till the following Sunday night at, 9 o'clock for the next one to drop, and you can watch it throughout the week, anytime you want. People didn't watch the Ozarks on network TV. Network TV is gone. And this is the change. And the Tonight shows are over. Now, they all pretended like, give me Jimmy Fallon, video 18. This was actually almost funny.
And Seth Meyers. Here's part of Fallon's take on free speech in his Tonight Show monologue from Thursday's show.
Yeah, a lot of people are worried that we won't keep saying what we want to say or that we'll be censored. But I'm going to cover the president's trip to the UK just like I normally would. Well, guys, President Trump just wrapped up his 3-day trip to the UK, and he looked incredibly handsome. As always, his tie was exactly the right length. And his face looked like a color that exists in nature.
A source familiar with the situation told CNN Disney is hopeful there is a path to bringing Kimball's show back to ABC. But they said the temperature of the comic's monologues needs to be taken down. More now from CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister.
The temperature needs to be taken down. So here is Jon Stewart, video 15.
Freedom of speech.
On Comedy Central, it's the all-new government-approved Daily Show. With your patriotically obedient host, Jon Stewart.
We have another fun, hilarious, administration-compliant show. If you felt a little off these past couple of days, it's probably because our great father has not been home. For father has been gracing England with his legendary warmth and radiance.
So remember, he's on Comedy Central. They're not going to pull his license. He's on Comedy Central. Now, Stephen Colbert, he bows up. He has his platform, Video 14.
Clarity there on what the FCC's ultimate goal here actually is. Meanwhile, the late night host showed solidarity with Kimmel, mocking the president and his administration.
After threats from Trump's FCC chair, ABC yanked Kimmel off the air indefinitely. That is blatant censorship. And it always starts small. You know, remember like in week 1 of his presidency, Gulf of America. Call it Gulf of America. Sure, seems harmless, but with an autocrat, you cannot give an inch. And if ABC thinks... If ABC thinks that this is going to satisfy the regime, they are woefully naive. And clearly, they've never read the children's book, If You Give a Mouse a Kimmel.
Blatant. I'm telling you. Just freedom of speech, censorship. And then Joe, Morning Joe, video 19.
It's also the Wall Street Journal. We're going to be talking about this. The Wall Street Journal editorial page today is filled with examples of MAGA hypocrisy. For years, they talked about cancel culture. They've now, in the name of Charlie Kirk, a guy who said all speech needs to be free, they've now canceled 2 of 3 late-night hosts, and they're celebrating it. As the Wall Street Journal editorial page says, that's nothing more than cancel culture from the right. Another opinion piece on the Wall Street Journal editorial page talking about now it's the right that's muzzling free speech. And you even have an attorney general. Even have an attorney general that was going around saying if somebody won't print flyers for
78. A free and democratic society cannot silence comedians because the president doesn't like what they say. This is an attack on free speech and cannot be allowed to stand. All elected officials need to speak up and push back on undemocratic act. Prickser. Now, it's okay that 300 people have been murdered in Chicago. That's just fine. Don't worry about that. But comedians, I must protect those comedians. Right? Give me number 90. ABC has bent the knee. Bent the knee. And make sure I want it's go ahead and give me 86. The FCC, right? Public interest. You remember back when broadcast networks had a family hour, or there was time where you couldn't say certain things till after a certain hour, 10 p.m., like from 7 to 10 p.m. belonged to the family. You remember that? Remember back before networks made sure there was, you know, an interracial couple or a gay or lesbian or a lesbian wedding or a gay wedding or a gay couple that adopted a baby, whatever it was. Remember back in those days? Well, if you didn't like the rules they had, you could always go out to another platform. Now, Brendan Carr is about to explain to you exactly what's happening. Nothing like what they're talking about. Give me video 17.
He says if any programming is disputed, it warrants an FCC complaint.
Our goal and our obligation here is to make sure that broadcasters are serving the public interest. And if there's local TV stations that don't think that running that programming does it, then they have every right under the law and their contracts to preempt it. And we'll see how this plays out. But I do think that, again, we are in the midst of a massive shift in dynamics in the media ecosystem for lots of reasons. Again, including the permission structure that President Trump's election has provided. And I would simply say we're not done yet.
Jimmy Kimmel has not yet commented on his.
A massive shift. Now, there is, I had it earlier, Diane. I know I have it somewhere, but there's a merger. There's a merger right now taking place between two powerhouses. I know I had it up there earlier, and I'm going to find that sucker. There's a merger taking place between two powerhouse broadcasters that exceed the rules. All right. And it exceeds the rules of the 39%. In order for the merger to go through, there has to be rule changes at the FCC. So we are waiting. That's exactly what this is all about. It's coming down. The model is changing. You will see that. It's got nothing to do with ABC, as we've said. It's got nothing to do with what Jimmy Kimmel said about Charlie Kirk. You're going to see the whole entire model change. And it's getting ready to. And this will be the beginning of the complete end of who controls the information and the influence. So look, before we switch on anything else, I want to go with one more. You got to always have, you can't finish a Friday show and a story like this without an asshole or a jackass. Sorry, we'll go with that. Video 8.
So I want to make it clear. There's going to be a Democratic majority in just over a year. And to the FCC chairperson and anyone involved in these dirty deals, get a lawyer and save your records, because you're going to be in this room and you're going to be answering questions about the deals that you struck and who benefited and what the cost was to the American people because that happened. I want to now...
Jimmy Kimmel Live. I'm supporting. I'm representing. All right, so platform 110. I just want to show you this update. I don't have time because we got to get ready for the Georgia hour. I got to show you something else. 110 here. 110. Northampton County Council condemns political violence after uproar over Facebook posts. Remember this okay, Diane, I took a picture here. I'm going to send it to you. I think I have it. Could you I don't think I have this numbered. You can go look this up. This is I just sent it to you. So this nurse, remember, Northampton County Council on Thursday formally condemned political violence and called for civility after residents denounced Councilwoman Kelly Kagan over social media social media post. You remember she said Charlie Kirk was a monster and his wife and children were probably better off. She was celebrating. Keegan, who also is a nurse supervisor for the Easton Area School District, sparked backlash over her Facebook comments. Here she is when Diane, if I send it to the right place, because God knows where I sent something. Now, this is the nurse and county council member, Northampton County, Pennsylvania. She didn't even have the nerve to show up to the meeting, all right? Northampton County Council member Kelly Keegan attended Thursday night's regular meeting, the first since she came under fire for comments she allegedly made about slaying conservative activists, okay? She I think she showed up, well, it says she attended. I thought she was on video. I thought she attended on video. But anyhow, This is the lady that celebrated, remember that, celebrated the death and murder and assassination of Charlie Kirk. Let me see what else I have here that I wanted to make sure happens. All right. No one's talking about this. There was a network. Give me this one here. You've got to search for this because it's really not just out there. I have it here somewhere. Yeah, in Istanbul, Turkey, 39. If you go to Istanbul, Turkey, right? U.S. Senate confirms 48 Trump nominees and 1 vote under a new rule change. They put in a nuclear option. They got tired of Democrats obstructing nominees, and they put in a rule change. Give me number 42. The U.S. Senate confirmed a whopping 48 all at once, 51-47. So let's go with a big shout out to John Thune at the Senate. He got tired of it. Give me obstructing President Trump's nominees, video 4.
On this vote, the yeas are 51, the nays are 47, and the nominations on block are confirmed.
On this vote, the yeas are 51 and the nays are 47, and the nominations on block are confirmed. Thank you.
There you go. 48, a block voted one time. A block voted one time. Now, Kamala Harris, I got to get ready for the Georgia hour. Kamala Harris, let me go with this. Where's it at? There it is, 103. So, what happens when you have a woman of color who thinks she is black, a gay man, a Jewish man? Well, it can get a little too risky, right? Give me video 12.
Pete Buttigieg is responding to former Vice President Kamala Harris and the claim in her new book saying America was not ready for a black president and a gay vice president. This morning, former Vice President Kamala Harris's new book sparking controversy, even among some of her closest allies. According to an excerpt obtained by The Atlantic, Harris revealing she wanted to pick former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg as her running mate, but decided it would be too risky to have a gay man on the ballot. She writes, "We were already asking a lot of America to accept a woman married to a Jewish man. Part of me wanted to say, screw it, let's just do it. But knowing what was at stake, it was too big of a risk."
That just wasn't going to happen. And I think anybody who says the contrary is just lying about where we are as a country.
So you couldn't pick Pete Buttigieg because he was gay, but you could endorse taxpayer-funded sex changes for minors?
Buttigieg now responding, telling Politico he was surprised, adding, "My experience in politics has been that the way you earn trust with voters is based mostly on what they think you're going to do for their lives, not on categories." Harris also considered Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, who she claims in the book came across as overly ambitious. A Shapiro spokesperson calling the characterization ridiculous.
So the gay guy just has to wait. Kamala said it was risky. It was risky. Take that down. So Acosta 106. This is Acosta from 2008, the sweetheart deal he made. Jeffrey Epstein, he will be testifying behind closed doors today. You'll not find out what he says. So they brought him in. He'll testify today. That's Acosta. He was the Southern District, the federal prosecutor from the Southern District of Florida. Jeffrey Epstein, 2008. MMRV vaccine. 107, 108, 109. Just go 7, 8, 9. Now, there's a group, all right? So CDC panel restrictions, MMRV vaccine, and then you have the hepatitis B vaccine. Now, hold on just a second. That's not it. I know that's not it. Maybe this is it. Give me number 44, Diane. Hepatitis B. Now, a child is administered an immediate hepatitis B, immediate on birth. All right. We can get into that later. MMRV. The term MMRV refers to a combined vaccine that protects against measles, mumps, rubella, and chickenpox. It was first licensed to the U.S. for use, in the U.S. in 2005. All right. The vaccine combines, the MMR vaccine combines vaccines for these 4 diseases in a single injection, which is given as a series of doses. The first dose is typically administered between 12 and 15 months of age, with the second dose following between 4 and 6 years of age. Now, you see the 4 there, right? And you see the first one. My understanding is common side effects include pain, redness where the shot is given, increased risk of febrile seizures. You can get seizures before. A small number of young children between 12 and 23 have months have a higher risk of developing seizures. So this being said, they want these vaccines administered, I think, not before 4 years old. I'm not for sure, Diane. I think not before 4 years old. And they want them administered individually. Now, in 2005, they put a cocktail together. We'll call it a cocktail. I want to be serious about this. But they want them individual. Just saying. So, look, we got to get ready for the Georgia Hour. The Georgia Hour comes up in 10 minutes, just a little over 10 minutes. So come back at 10 o'clock for the Georgia Hour. At 10:30, we're going to ask a Democrat, how are you guys receiving your newest candidate for governor, Jeff Duncan? So we're going to take a break. We'll be back at 10 o'clock with the Georgia Hour. Take a break.
It's Truck Month Plus at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11,000 off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Day Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
It's Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11 grand off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching the Georgia Hour. It's Friday, September 19th, 2025, 10 a.m. It's time for the Georgia Hour on voiceofruralamerica.com. Now, I just want to, it's Friday, lighten things up just a minute before we get serious. Diane and I have been joking about this today, and she's enjoyed it this week. What a beautiful week of weather, right? I mean, if you're in Georgia, I don't know anywhere else, a lot of people are tuned into this program from sea to shining sea because you're very interested in what happens in the state of Georgia politically. And but let me say this, what beautiful, absolutely beautiful weather. So for some reason this week, I have just I don't know, some of my show prep has been a little off. I put the wrong numbers, send the wrong videos, one thing after another. So I say this jokingly, but when we have a meeting, when Diane and I have a meeting, when we're done with the meeting, I always say, now it's time for the company pep talk. And we know what the company pep talk is. Don't screw up. So I've always said that. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but that's our final, at the end of the meeting. All right, everything's good. Company pep talk. Don't screw up. We just say that. We laugh. She has enjoyed that this week. She has. I've got little text messages like, do you need the company pep talk? Or whatever. So that being said, I'm glad it's Friday and we're going into a beautiful weekend. Now, let's get into Georgia politics after this beautiful weather. So we've talked about the algorithm, and I just want to do this first. I don't want anybody to enter. I want to enter slowly on some things because Diane, this week, I've had to announce and go into full detail Brad Raffensperger running for governor. And that has really caused people. I mean, I've heard as much as ulcer with some people, right? I've had to announce that. We've had to announce Gabriel Sterling last week running for Secretary of State. We've had to discuss a lot of things this week. So we're going to ease into it. Give me number 54. I just want you to watch this. Now, the state of Georgia has all these committees. We've got a committee over here. No, wait a minute. I'm wrong on that. I want to go back to that. Give me number 55. This is Blake Tillery. We have a committee on how to reduce or end state income tax, right? So we got that committee. We got a committee over here that is the Blue Ribbon Panel Committee on Election Procedures. We got that committee, right? Go ahead and take that down. Let's see, Blake Tillery, eliminating state income tax. All right. Take that down. Now, then we have another committee doing this. And then we have a committee talking about agriculture and a committee talking about natural resources. And number 54. So in the state of Georgia, one thing we have to be concerned of is these committees, anytime they put up a committee to protect our children. Now, I want to protect our children, and I will do anything we can to protect the children in the state of Georgia. But caution. Now, earlier we talked about algorithm, TikTok algorithm. And we now have, and this is an article this morning, Protecting Children. Again, another committee. Now, I'm going to say it like this. This will upset the lawmakers. Anytime you see a committee, what that means in Georgia is there's lobbyists crafting legislation now. So the only reason they create a committee is when I say this, they call it to study something. They may do it for 2 years, whatever. But what they're doing is they're crafting legislation. There will be something on it. And that is the lobbyist. We'll go back to that. There's a reason why this connects together. State legislators across the country are restricting what children can download from app stores to protect kids from sexual predators. Okay, our children, age group, I don't know that they need these computers that they call phones, but they have them. Okay, app stores. Certain apps cannot be downloaded to minors. Okay, so far, so good. Now some Georgia lawmakers are looking at changing to protect kids from ideologically predators too, whatever. So keep in mind what you have heard is radicalizing our children. Radicalize, keep that in mind. Every time you hear something, political violence, radicalize, the radical left, the radical right, keep that in mind. Anytime you hear stuff like that, right? Well, we've got a scorecard. The radical right is responsible for this much, and the radical left is responsible for this much. Always a scorecard. But what your takeaway is, radicalizing our children, that's a state level issue. States have to deal with these issues. So everything you're hearing in the national media, you have to think in your state, much like here we are in Georgia, what are they going to try to do behind the scenes? What laws are lobbyists writing right now? So authorities have said both 16-year-olds who were shot of his classroom, let's see, both the 16-year-old who was shot in Colorado school last week and the 22-year-old accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk were radicalized. See that? They were radicalized. Now, it makes me wonder whether all of us are being at least a little bit radicalized online, said State Senator Sally Harrell, Democrat from Atlanta. The Georgia motto recognizes wisdom, justice, and moderation. There is no moderation in the algorithms we all get stuck in. And I've never found an algorithm that makes me feel better. State lawmakers have already passed laws banning schools from disclosing students' information to political campaigns and requiring social media companies to verify ages of users, a law that has been temporarily blocked by federal judges. Advocates want Georgia to go further by passing a law limiting what children can download and consent to on app stores. All right, now there's other laws in place in other states, but keep this in mind. Of radicalized, the word here, radicalized. Now, who gets to define what app, right? What language, what algorithm, what content? That is something for me, because when we talk about radicalizing, and this has been going on for years, you will talk to a lawmaker and you will talk to anyone in a group and they will say, we need to do something about what's happening that radicalizes our children. Yes, we do. It always makes me nervous on who gets to write the definition of radicalized. Now, that being said, keep an eye on that. 53, lobbyists spend big money on summer trips for Georgia lawmakers. I'm going to dig a little further into this Monday. In the interest of time, I've got a couple more things. We're going to have a guest at 10:30. Okay. Lobbyists spend big money on summer trips for Georgia lawmakers. Many Georgia families fled to the beach or the mountains when the school year ended and summer began, but some state officials got an early start on the summer vacation with food and lodging paid by lobbyists representing Georgia's doctors. The Medical Association of Georgia spent more than $20,000 for legislators and state health officials to attend a seminar in Brasstown Valley Spa and Resort. A medical group wasn't the only one paying for lawmakers' summer getaways. Lobbyists spent at least $83,000 on trips for Georgia public officials over the summer months. We'll go into that later on. South Carolina, Boston, Florida. Now, what they do is these lobbyists will work with different groups to set up seminars. All right. I used to do this not in government, but I was a member of my business was a member of an association that we would have meetings, and you would have a 4-hour meeting in a very, very cold conference room at the Holiday Inn or whatever. And after that 4 hours, the next 2 days to 3 days, you would have free time. You can go to all the events, do all the things you want, and it's still written under a seminar paid for by. So just keep that in mind every time we tell you lobbyists are paying the bills, paying the bills and writing the checks and writing the legislation. Now, we're going into Friday. By Tuesday, it's going to be right here, number 57. This one you are so tired of. I'm sounding the alarm going into the weekend, and I must do it because everything I have told you has developed just the way it is. All right? Now, Democrats think they can win this seat, State Senate District 21. And we showed you this week how Raphael Warnock has endorsed Deborah Shingley. All right. John Ossoff has endorsed and campaigned with Deborah Shingley. Right. Jason Estevez running for governor in Georgia, Democrat, has campaigned with Deborah Shingley. The money has poured in for Deborah Shingley. This is a district that in the past Democrats didn't even put up a candidate. I do not know Jason T. Dickerson. I've never met him in my entire life. And I do know the AJC and the other media is covering this because they want her to win. The money pours in this state. If this lady wins Tuesday, and I'm going to show you something. Now, I follow the Georgia GOP Inc. I follow them. And I could go right here and I can go to Facebook. I can go to X. And I got, let's see. I get notifications. Nope. Not a one. And I'm going to go to right now. I'm going to go here, GAGOP. Let's see. No, there's Trump and there's Megyn Kelly. There's David Schaefer. Let's see. Constitution Day, I appreciate that. Sally Grubb's talking about releasing or dismissing Fonnie Willis, a statement about Fonnie Willis. I respect that. I don't know. I'm going through here and I'm on 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Hall County, which is good. I like that. I'm on 4 days ago. District 21. Come here. Who told you could come up here? Huh? How did you get in here? Did you quit? Stop that. Did you stop that? Chill out. You went and got a haircut, didn't you? You can't stay. Now, so I don't hear, this is Charlie. Charlie sneaks into the studio from time to time. So District 21, I don't know Jason T. Dickerson. I don't know him. I've never met him before. I'm telling you now, if they come in Tuesday and win this election, now, the reason I bring it up again is number 51. They know. I've showed you every day. Now, I hope Republicans can pull this off. You need to go. So, here it is, number 51, DNC chair. Not the RNC chair, not Joe Gruder. Is that his name, the new RNC chair? No. Is it the front page? Now, I do know this. Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, he was on the AJC this week because the Georgia Republican Party, Inc., the Constitution Party, and the Libertarians, right? They came together and put out a joint statement wanting a full dismissal of the Fonnie Willis RICO case against President Trump, David Schaefer, Sean Still, and Kathy Latham, and others, right? Yeah, they did that. I seen that in the AJC. DNC chair stumping in special state Senate runoff election. I was like, they just keep going. Am I wrong? I mean, is Josh McCoon up there? Has Josh called all of his people? Is everyone up there on District 21? I don't know. Maybe they are. And I do know the media is not going to highlight it. Democrats are pushing hard to flip a Republican seat in state Senate next week special election runoff, bringing in the head of the Democrat National Committee to stump for candidate Deborah Shingley. I'm like, oh no, they must think that if they can pull this off, the media will run this like, boom, direct. This is a direct tie to Donald Trump. Yes. Watch what happens. If Republicans pull this off, it'll all just sizzle. Boom, it's over. Flat tire, done. If these people pull this off, let me look you in the eye and tell you, get ready for what's about to happen. DNC Chairman Ken Martin will campaign with Shingley on Saturday, that'd be tomorrow, a Republican-leaning district in North Fulton and Cherokee counties that both parties are eyeing as a test case for 2026. Now, that's the AJC. I get it. We're not running down the road with the AJC, but you got to always remember, I study politics, and I know the narrative they're setting up, and that's what we're looking at. I see so many posts from people like, oh, well, that's the AJC. I have to zero in on the narrative. Why do you talk to that person? Why do you talk to that person? Because I'm out here to win. I don't get locked in a narrow frame called 3% or 6%. I look at everything and I watch the narrative. And I will say another thing. I also watch where they place their bets with the bookie. And they're placing their bets right up here in Cherokee County, Barry Loudermilk. And right up here, Barry Loudermilk should be out there with the guy. I don't know. And North Fulton. So DNC Chairman Ken Martin will campaign with Shingley on Saturday. Why doesn't it was Brandon Beach's district? Why don't he come back and help? Something. A Republican-leaning district, 2026 midterm. Martin said he's making the trip to Georgia because the stakes of the race couldn't be higher. Number 52. I'm going to Georgia to campaign for Deborah Shingley, a small business owner, a mother of 5 who knows how expensive it is to raise a family. Martin was a little. Could you go into that ad yesterday? Oh Lord, is she going to? I don't remember what was that number. I'm going to get it for you here, Diane. Get me yesterday the ad they're running. I think so. I put this up. It's yesterday's videos, and it should be video 21. Can you pull 21 and just roll it if you got it? Just roll it.
Bernie Sanders, New York's Zohran Mamdani, Deborah Shigley. The common thread, all endorsed by the Democrat Socialist WFP, backing higher taxes and a universal social wage. On September 23rd, reject radical Democrat Deborah Shigley.
So Republicans have that ad running. Well, Republicans, there's a group that has money as that ad running. All right, so I'm going to Georgia to campaign for Shingley, right? Martin was well-known figure from Minnesota before his election to head DNC several months ago, right? In recent weeks, he has worked to dispel that image crisscrossing the country. The image is that the party is not doing Donald Trump. When you organize everywhere, you can compete anywhere, and the DNC is all hands on deck to support Deborah Shingley. Now, I'm telling you, Democrats, they keep telling you they're in disarray. They keep telling you maybe the party's over. They don't have a focus. They keep telling you that. Pay attention to this program, okay? Shingley came in first last month with 7 candidates with 40%. 6 Republicans split the balance. Now, the problem we have is she came in first, right? Go back to number 57. And I've said this over and over, and this is why the DNC chair is up there. Raphael Warnock's up there, right? John Ossoff is running for re-election. They all know if they can pull this over the top, they could possibly, as you can see, she pulled in, right, 39%. Jason pulled in 17% with being one of 6 Republican candidates, right? One of 6 Republican candidates. So they know if they can pull this off, Republicans must come together and win this, because they know if they can pull this off just 40 days later, number one, 40 days later, what if they could pull off one of these races, right? So I have laid this out the weekend before the election. Give me this one right here. This is some reading material over the weekend. Give me number 19 before we go to our break. The grand jury knock at Fulton's door, a transparency reckoning. This is a article that I would like Ed Martin, the grand jury. I'd like for you to read that. If you get a chance, that's homework for Monday, because we'll talk about it. Let me see if there's anything else on the Georgia list. Number 2, seems like just yesterday there was a $140 million Ponzi scheme that was out there everybody was talking about. And so here's what we're going to do, Diane. We're going to take a 2-minute break, all right? We're going to take a 2-minute break. Remind people to spay and neuter their pets because not every little Charlie gets a home. That was my dog. We're going to take a 2-minute break, just 2 minutes, so we can get, wait a minute, let me get one more in here. Number 116, don't forget this past week, here's Governor Kemp, groundbreaking for Rivian, right? There you go, Rivian. We had a groundbreaking. There he is in the center, John Burns on the end. Big groundbreaking event for the electric truck company, Rivian. I know I have something else here I wanted to show you before we leave out. We'll talk about we will definitely talk about the fish fry. We're going to talk about the fish fry before we leave today. Let's go with that. So Diane, bring me back right at 8:30. Now Jeff Duncan is in the race for governor as a Democrat. So I'm wanting to know, hey, how do Democrats feel about this? And we're going to have June Chris. She is the chair of the Georgia Democrat Party 9th District. She's the chair. She's also the chairman of the Georgia Federation of Democratic Women this year. So we're going to have her when we return. We're going to ask point blank, how you have several candidates. How do you feel about Jeff Duncan coming over, and how is he being received, and what's the word around the Democrat circle when we return?
It's Truck Month Plus at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $11,000 off new Silverado 1500 crew cabs. Plus, get $500 bonus cash for your trade. Pick your Silverado from our huge selection. Save a whopping $11 grand off. Plus, $500 bonus cash for your trade during Truck Month Plus at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Day Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Georgia Hour with BKP on voiceofruralamerica.com. It's Friday, September 19th. What a beautiful week with the weather. Absolutely beautiful September. And we know that here in North Georgia. I have some friends coming up to the area to pick apples. It's already that time of year. But we're talking politics as we close out the week. Now, very fluid right now. We have all the constitutional officers. We have John Ossoff is back on the incumbent for U.S. Senate. We have several Republican primary opponents. We have a special election for State Senate District 21. In November, we have two public service commissioner statewide public service commissioner races going on that have a Democrat, two Republican incumbents and Democrat challengers, and then our constitutional offices all the way up and down the ballot. Now, on the right side, the Republican side, we have several that have entered the race to run for governor. But on the Democrat side, they have had several enter the race. They've had several candidates, right? The former mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, I don't want to forget anybody, former DeKalb County CEO, I forget his name, but I also know Jason Estevez, and they have several candidates for constitutional officers over on the Democrat side. But what is very interesting is the candidate that made an announcement this week, Jeff Duncan. Jeff Duncan, former Republican Georgia State House member, right? Georgia State House Republican, former lieutenant governor, Republican, but he did endorse Kamala Harris, and he did speak at the Democrat National Convention, and he announced this week he's running for governor as a Democrat. So how are things on that side of the aisle? How do they feel about it? So I thought I would call the 9th District, the Georgia 9th District Democrat chairperson and the chairman of the Georgia Federation of Democrat Women, June Chris, and have a conversation. Could you bring June in? Hi, June.
Good morning, Brian. It's good to see you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Right away before we get started, I've not said anything on social media or in writing or to any Republicans other than the ones that I know personally about the loss that you all have suffered with the young Charlie Kirk. And I didn't know him and I didn't listen to him. Of course, you can see there's a big age gap, but I've learned a lot about him since. And so I'd like to take this opportunity that you've given me as the 9th Congressional District Democratic Chair to express my personal deepest condolences. I can only imagine. And I know we have to keep going, as some of my Republican friends have said, you know, this is what we do and this is what he would want you to do or want us to do is dialogue. So thank you for that. And so I'm doing great and I'm happy to talk to you about anything you want to talk about this morning.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for those kind words. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to just say there's an enormous loss. There's an enormous loss to his wife, his children, regardless of political affiliation. But, you know, June, I'll have to say one of the top for me is these college campuses, because I have to say we needed, regardless of how you and I feel about a subject or an issue, we need those kids. We call them kids. We need those kids out there having those conversations. We need them out there. I mean, I'm not saying they had to agree with Charlie Kirk, and I'm not saying that, I just like that they were having conversations, and that's what I hope in some way, shape, or form we can continue in this country is an open dialogue, a conversation, whether we disagree, especially for these young people. And that's what I'm going to say I've been most impressed with this week is, and I've been thinking all week long, man, I sure hope the young people get someone on these college campuses to debate. Now, it's been a while since you and I have had a conversation. I try to limit the amount of time I spend talking with Democrats, but you are on the short list of Democrats that I say hello to from time to time, and I think you know that. And we enjoy our conversations when we have them.
Yes, we do.
Let's just step right into it. It's going to be a very interesting 2026. We have open offices all the way down the constitutional officer side of Georgia. We have a U.S. senator. It's going to be very busy. But I think what I really wanted to talk to you, and I told you the other day, is Jeff Duncan, the lieutenant governor, former Republican lieutenant governor, Jeff Duncan, now a Democrat, has entered the race as a Democrat. What's the noise around in your lane? What's the noise around social media, Democrat chat rooms? What's some of the noise that you're hearing, and how is he being received?
The noise out on social media and different Democrats that I talk to is all over the place. Some are elated. Some are willing to hear him out. Some are thumbs down immediately. I guess some are skeptical that he has not completely made the transformation. That they just don't trust a former Republican. And I say to that, well, the Republicans embrace Nathan Deal. I mean, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with y'all? If the man stood up at the Democratic convention and spoke on behalf of citizens like him that did not feel like they could basically support Donald Trump, not mainstream Republicans, but what the Republican Party has become is, I think he feels like the MAGA Party, not the Republican Party, and he felt like he had to break away from that. And the man, I think it showed courage on his part, personally. I'm speaking personally. Now, it's all over the place out there, though, with his support. He does have some support, but then he's got moderate support. Oh, well, I'll hear him out. As you know, we've got some other really qualified Democrats that are running that have been in the trenches for years, and it's going to be hard not to vote for one of them for a lot of Democrats. But then there are a lot of independents and maybe some soft Republicans. And I'm sure Lieutenant Governor Duncan did not announce for this. He thought it out. I'm sure he's been thinking about it for a while, because this is not something you do lightly. And
okay, I just want to follow up on a couple things you said. Now for our audience out there, when she said Nathan Deal, let me just explain if you're out there. Our former governor and former congressman from the 9th District, and that's where June and myself, we are both in the 9th District. He was a Democrat. I think it was 2010. I'm not for sure, but I think it was right around 2010. He was a Democrat, and she is saying the Republicans in Georgia received Nathan Deal as a Republican and even voted him in 2 terms as a Republican for governor. Now, there's days when I think you guys can have him back, but that's a subject for another day. Okay. But that being said, that's what you were getting at. So you have Jason Estevez, you've got Keisha Lance Bottoms, you have several candidates running for governor, and now Jeff Duncan has gotten in. So you're getting all over the map the acceptance. But as the 9th district, you personally, are you telling people that ask you as a chair to let the process play out and ask him the questions, and let's see how he comes across?
Yes, I am, because, we've got a very big tent. We've got liberals, progressives, moderates, conservatives in the Democratic Party. And, don't forget Sonny Perdue was our governor too, and he used to be a Democrat. So I don't know why Democrats can't hear a former Republican out. Y'all were kind enough to hear out 2 of our former Democrats. That's the way I look at it. And I think he's showed great courage and personal courage. And, this is not a time when Democrats have the numbers in Georgia, but he's coming out with all our other Democrats. I think he wants to show the Democratic Party he's all in with us. And I think this is the way he's doing that. So I personally am willing to hear him out.
All right. So why did you say earlier independents and soft Republicans? Why do you think he's in the race to pull? I, for one, have been pushing for years to close our primaries. I don't know what the Democrat side is, but I have been wanting for years to close our primaries on the Republican side, just to do just this, to stop a certain voting bloc from going and swaying our candidates, or pulling for certain candidates. Why did you say soft Republicans and independents? Why did you say that? Is that a thought of what kind of voters he might be able to pull into the Democrat vote?
I think so. There's got to be other Republicans that feel the way he feels. If he happens to win our primary, which is a long shot, nobody's going to know how you vote when you walk in. And if you're not 100% Trump, you may vote. If you're a Republican, you might vote for Jeff Duncan, a soft Republican. Just one time.
Just one time. All right. So I have a quick question for you. Now, in politics, you've been the 9th district chair for Democrats for several years. You are chair of a district that is a very big plus R, very big plus R. The plus R has shrunk a little bit since the last redistricting, but very strong plus R. You hold very few commissioner seats in the district. You hold a couple of the mayor's offices, but no that I'm aware of, you don't really hold many state rep or state senators. Do you feel you're making headway as Democrats in the 9th district, or are you guys at a stalemate? What do you think about upcoming races where the 9th district's concerned?
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I lost one of my buds, but you're asking me about local races. The local races here, like for mayor.
The 9th district. No, the 9th district in general. You're the chair. Okay. You're the chair of a 9th district. And what I was saying is, you're the chair of the Democrat 9th district. I don't think in the 9th district, it's a very big plus R district. I don't think you have many state house or state senate, if any. And what is the action plan, and how do you feel things are coming along for Democrats in this district?
I think we're going to get more votes than we did last time. In the last 3 cycles, we have gained votes. Now, our percentages didn't look good this last cycle because the Republicans voted so many. Sure, if those were independents or where those extra votes came from, or if just more people voted. Plus, since we have the 9th district now has a good portion of Gwinnett County, that helps boost Democrat numbers. When we looked at it, just for instance, last cycle in Gwinnett, our candidate, a complete unknown, came within 5,000 votes of Andrew Clyde over there. Now, you're right. In the rest of the 9th district, it was, 80-20 or worse. So, I don't think the Democratic Party needs to ignore rural North Georgia. If we could just get 20% more of the vote. It's going to be close in the metros. I mean, we're the key to a close race. We saw that, back when Biden won. Very close. We'll be the key, these rural areas, to a close race. So, no, I don't think that the numbers are here yet, but we're close, and anything can happen, as you well know.
Well, we'll let you have a slip there when you said Biden won. So we'll let you just have that slip and pass by that, okay? Anyhow, as you know how I feel. But so let me say this, how much I appreciate you coming on and talking to us. When you say the North Georgia, I can agree with that. I have often said to the Republican Party, if they keep chipping away. So I've got my eye on you guys. I do. I'm trying to do everything I can to prevent you from chipping away at it. And you know that. That's one thing you and I are clear on. And you're trying to chip away at it, and I'm trying everything I can in this district to prevent it. You have a candidate running against Andrew Clyde, and Congressman Clyde has a couple primary candidates, but he'll win the primary. You do have a candidate. What is your candidate's name here in the 9th district?
Nick Alex.
And has he ever run before for office?
He has not to my knowledge. He's from Rabun County, and I'm getting to know him really well. Did not know him, was not close to him before. He has great experience though, and in fact, you'll see him on Saturday if you come out to Stevens County.
No, you'll have an event in Stevens County, and Jason Estevez is going to be there.
And yes, Nick is on the program, and
Okay.
he'll be there.
The other day, you were telling me that you're going to have an event in Rabun County. Do you have a lot more candidates coming to that one?
Yes, we're inviting, of course, all of our gubernatorial candidates. I have to get with the chair up there. I don't know where we stand on that. We haven't advertised the speakers yet, but you know how they torture you and wait till sort of the last minute to let you know they're going to come or not. We're facing some of that, but yes, we're going to have, and we're pushing our Public Service Commission candidates too, and we've asked them, so they'll be there.
From how is the statewide Democrat Party, the leadership now in the state, Charlie Bailey? How do you feel the party in general with Charlie Bailey in charge? Have they settled in, gotten some of the, I'm going to call it the chaos or some of the things of the past cleared out of the way? Or how do you feel the party being a district chair is doing statewide now?
It's like night and day almost. It's like a breath of fresh air. We've never had in my memory a full-time paid chair. Now, we did pay a chair temporarily in between chairs once, but we had to change our bylaws. This is a first for us, and it's taken some people a little getting used to the policy wonks and how all that's going to work with an executive director or not having one since we've got a full-time paid chair. But just politically and motivationally and the morale, we're going to have the largest state dinner October the 3rd at the Hyatt Regency, and Governor Pritzker's going to be our speaker. So that's generated a lot of interest, and we're raising more money than we have in 8 years at least I know of. So yes, when your donors start picking back up, it's better.
You guys are bringing Pritzker to Georgia?
Yes, we are. Well, I don't know how Charlie pulled it off, but I feel like he had a lot to do with that.
I don't know how Charlie pulled it off either. I don't know. We got to have another conversation. I don't know how you can get excited about that. I don't know, but I'm going to leave that one alone right now. I'm going to leave it alone. Pritzker coming to Georgia.
Yes.
So your chair now, your chair is paid. Your chair is the Democrat. Okay.
Yes.
That's a full-time paid position. Okay. All right. That's interesting. All right. So 2 questions, because I have to go and I'm going to make them quick. I got sidetracked a minute ago. In politics, there's always someone that got you in the race. I mean, I've been studying politics my whole life. Somebody got you in the race. So every time a candidate gets in the race, the discussion starts. Wonder who talked them into running. Wonder who's behind this. Wonder who pulled them in. What say you on Jeff Duncan? Who do you think brought him in this race, pulled him in, is behind him? Who's driving this car on the Democrat side?
Right. He almost has to have, I would think, big time Democrat backing, and I'm talking money, and big time Republican, maybe independent or Republican, maybe have been Republican or still are. I mean, I would just think he would have to have support from both sides. I'm wondering if there are not other Republicans, and there's Raffensperger Republicans and Burt Jones Republicans. Those are two. Now, Raffensperger stood up against Trump, and he's not the fair-haired child anymore with MAGA, but yet he's still a Republican. And then there's maybe the next step, like Duncan. They're not willing to say, I just can't go with Trump, but I'm a Republican. And I think Jeff has got to have some support like that. I really do.
Okay.
That's what I think. I don't think he just got Democrat support. I think he's got some other big time support out there. Maybe even out of the state of Georgia that are not in the state of Georgia.
That's interesting. Okay, not even out of the state of Georgia. You keep going till you get right exactly what I'm thinking. You do. I want to give you a chance before we leave. You're the chairman of the Georgia Federation of Democratic Women throughout the state. Tell us what that organization is. Is it statewide? How many chapters? Give us a little bit on that, and I want to give you an opportunity to talk about that.
Okay. We have a website, gftw.org, and it has our mission and our goals, and we are members of the National Federation of Democratic Women. And it was really the southern states that organized the Democratic Women that became the organization, the women's organization of the Democratic Party. We're the official women's organization of the Democratic Party. And I have a seat on the executive committee as president chair of that organization. And then, of course, the national organization, the president has a seat on the national DNC. So, but we're an affiliate. We're an affiliate, so we can raise our own money and have our who we support. Now, we mostly like to support women, of course, but we recruit, train, and help women run for office. And as you know, women, especially Black women, are the backbone of the Democratic Party. I don't believe that has changed at all. And we have a strong coalition and of a lot of diversity in the Democratic women across Georgia. I believe we have 22 active chapters now, and we have 3 new chapters that are forming. One in Spalding County that's coming on very strong, and in Albany, and our chapter in Savannah is coming on very strong. So I've been excited about what we've done, and at the end of the year, I'll be handing over the baton, but it's been exciting for me for 2 years. It's just a 2-year term.
I have a question for you. Now, you said a lot of diversity. Now, I'm actually very serious with this question. It's very serious. A lot of diversity, because I know this is a divide. When I say a divide, I hate to use that with the American people, but when it comes to parties, this is a divide. If a biological man is transitioning and comes to your organization and said, I'm transitioning and I identify as a woman, can they join your organization?
Are they a human being? Are they a person? If somebody comes in the door, I don't ask them,
well, you said it's a Democratic woman.
That's not one of the questions on the application.
Well, I'm just checking. I
don't say drop your pants now so I can see.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Listen, I appreciate you. I learned a lot today because I try not to, and I say this jokingly with just an ounce of being very serious. I try not to remember Democrats' names if I don't need to. I say it jokingly. I try not to study the party no more than I have to. I did learn today that Charlie Bailey is a full-time paid Democrat state chair. I did not know that till today. That's very interesting. And you're having a major fundraiser. Pritzker's coming in October, right? You said that downtown Atlanta. What's your thought? I'm at 11 o'clock. I have to close, but what's your thought? Are you hearing anything? You're not in State District 21 down there with Deborah Shingley, but what are you hearing in that district? Are you hearing anything there? Is there a sense of excitement in the party about that? What do you hear?
Extreme excitement. People have coalesced around her. She was the only Democrat. The rest of them in the jungle primary, I believe, were Republicans. And
right.
She did quite well. It surprised a lot of people. So, and all the women's groups, of course, have coalesced behind her. And I don't know, the numbers are looking pretty good. I don't hear, her opponent, he hasn't been out there with the phone. Maybe he's had phone banks, but canvassing and so forth. But I hear he's mainly using the mail, and he's had some very powerful mailers. So, yes, we're excited. If we come close or win, and a lot of people think we've really got a shot at winning this. A lot of the pollsters think we've really got a good shot at winning. And if the DNC chair is coming in, they're looking at numbers. They're thinking this is going to make us look good either way. It's what they're thinking, I believe. And the
DNC chair is not coming in to the district to campaign the national chair that they haven't looked at numbers. They've looked at numbers, and when I hate to say waste time, but they're busy nationally, and they're going to focus where they can, and they've looked at numbers. And I understand that. I want to get you back.
The man she's running against was born and raised in Cherokee County. He was born and raised there, so it's going to be hard. But she's close.
I think he's going to. I think the Republicans may pull this out, but I do think this has been set up perfect for the entire environment for a Democrat. So you have an event in Stevens County tomorrow, fish fry. Do you think
Stevens County Democrats have worked really hard? Yes, they have. Henderson Falls. It's at Henderson Falls.
If I come up there, can I get in?
I'm going to be there right at 5, and I have to split at 6 because I have another event. But if I can guarantee you, if I'm there, you will get in. But sure. I mean, does everybody in the world know who you are? No. And to know you is to love you, Brian. You know you're going to get in. Yes. Okay. I'll tell them to expect you. In case you come late and I'm not there, or a little later, I'm going to tell the ticket people to expect you, and I'm going to comp you a ticket. I would love to have you.
All right. So you know as well as I do, it doesn't matter what event I go to. I always respect the event, and I'm serious. I do. I mean, I get yelled at on my side a little bit. Well, you were too nice. No. I always respect the event. I don't care to ask a question. I'll ask any question. I'd like to meet Jason Estevez, but I always respect the event. I never go to an event. I've been to several events with Democrats with you, and you know that. So, well, listen, I might see you tomorrow. I'm looking at my schedule now. It's always beautiful to go up to Stevens County. I like to just go and see how many people turn out and what kind of excitement you guys are churning up, especially for Jason Estevez all the way up in Stevens County. So is he? Yeah. Are you allowed to say it? Have you picked a candidate yet, or are you not allowed to do that in the Democrat Party?
Oh, they tell us we can't do it, but everybody has their number one, and I have mine, and I might whisper in your ear tomorrow.
I might come away with that answer. Listen, you have a wonderful day, and I appreciate it. And tell your husband I said hello. All right? Tell him I said hello.
Your wife as well. Thank you, dear.
Yeah. And I'll talk to you later. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. June Chris, Democrat. She is the chair of the 9th District Democrat Party. I follow politics. I study politics. That's what I do. And I keep up with everything moving. They spoke to her the other day. I was invited up to the fish fry. I have been to several Democrat events, and I always will respect an event. And, I get people yell at me all the time, but this is where you come for the best all-around view of what's going on out there. One more time before we close at 11:05. Diane, I want number 3. This is Friday. I want to remind you of this. Now, this is not this weekend. It's next weekend. So I want 3 and 4. And before we go for the weekend, it's a beautiful week. I hope you had a great week. In considering everything, I hope you had a really good week. I hope you were able to shut some things down, get away from the noise, go outside, enjoy it a little bit, enjoy the weekend. I took my side-by-side. I got a Polaris side-by-side. I went way up in the mountains yesterday, got away for a little bit, just fresh air, the deer, I enjoy that. Looking for a bear, seeing if there's a bear up in the tree. Charlie won't ride with me. This is the fish fry. Now keep this in mind. I want you to look this over. I've said candidate, Republican. Houston County, Peach County, Taylor, Bibb, Jones, Crawford, counties have come together. Now, if you are a candidate out there, get in touch with them. I don't know their schedule. I don't know if they could plug you in anywhere, but voters, show up. Candidates, show up. We will be there. You want to do that? Give me number 4. They're having a gun raffle there. A gun raffle. Here you go. Right there, as you can see. Diane, the one thing that June brought up is I would probably like to give her back a couple Democrats. I'd kind of like to give her back a couple Democrats. Anyhow, number 13, Saturday night. This is the Charlie Kirk remarks delivered, remembering Building a Legacy, Charlie Kirk, Saturday night. And we did yesterday, we're starting to talk to candidates. Number 7, we have number 7. This is Dr. Randall Trammell. He's running for Georgia State School Superintendent on our Rumble channel, Voice of Rural America Rumble channel. We got like a 28-minute interview with him yesterday. Very good interview. That's an important race coming up in Georgia. Get out and vote. Cherokee County, Fulton County, North Fulton, Cherokee County, get out and vote. We must win, as you can see right there. We've got to win this race. The Democrats are bringing in the chair of the Democrat National Committee to pump this thing up. They're reading the numbers, looking at the numbers. Pritzker's coming in. That aggravated the hell out of me, Diane. Pritzker's coming in October in Georgia. I will see you Monday morning, 8 a.m. Diane, you have a nice week. And let's work together next week, not to whatever. Have a nice weekend, everybody. See you Monday, 8 a.m.